Hi, everybody, and welcome to this lesson. It's Communication and Management Communication in 4. We are busy with Module 4 on interviews, and this lesson is all about hints for the applicant before, during, and after the interview. Now, before long, each and every one of you is going to have to go for a job interview, and there are certain universal behaviors that you should exhibit in an interview. So this serves to just sort of guide you through what is expected of you and what you should do before the interview, while you are there, and after. So let's get into it. Before the interview, you should prepare your personal documents and you take them with you in a folder. The interviewer might request a copy of any supporting document or maybe another copy of your CV. Just remember to take the same copy that you have sent in for this application. Sometimes we change our CVs according to the job that we are applying for. So just make sure that you have the same copy or the exact copy of the CV that you have sent in. Also, make sure that the folder that you are carrying is not too broken and not too dilapidated and it looks professional. Then, before the interview, please do go through all possible interviews. If you refer back to lesson 4, you will see all the types of interview questions and the reasons why those questions are asked. But the internet, if you Google, there is a myriad of or many possible interview questions. Be prepared to answer questions like, what are your strengths and your weaknesses? Be prepared for more difficult questions and also for the easy ones. Next up, make sure that you are dressed appropriately. You will not be too informal, so shorts are out. Too short mini skirts, out. Deep cleavage, all those things, no. Okay? But also make sure that you are comfortable, that you don't have to fidget with your clothes the whole time while you are being interviewed. Just back to the dressing appropriately before I go to the interviewer questions. My last interview that I went for, personal story, I wore stilettos, very high heels that I'm not used to wearing. And on my way into the interview room, I fell off my shoes. So please, just be aware of that, okay? Be prepared to ask the interview questions, the interviewer. So don't ask questions like how much will I get paid and how much holiday will I get or things like that. Also, do your research on the internet. There are plenty of intelligent, relevant questions that you can ask the interviewer that will reflect positively on you. Please make sure that you are punctual. Be on time. Never, ever be late for an interview. And in order to be punctual, you have to make sure that you know exactly where the interview is. So where the place is, where the interview is, when the interview is, and when we say when, we talk about date and time. Okay? Make sure you arrive 15 minutes before the time or so, because anything can happen. If you use public transport, be even earlier, because anything can happen on your way there. Another personal story, way back when I was much younger, I went for an interview that was on the 14th floor, and I was about half an hour early. And on my way up in the elevator, in the lift got stuck between floors 6 and 7. So if I didn't give myself that extra time, I would have been late, because it took a while for that lift to be fixed. So please be punctual. Prepare to be punctual. Now you are at the interview, you get called in. So what do you do during the interview? First of all, you greet every interviewer, whether it's one or two or a whole panel. You greet every one of them with a firm handshake. Now, don't try to show that you are stronger or try to hurt the interviewer. You shake their hand firmly, and as you greet them, as you take their hand, make sure that you make eye contact. You keep eye contact. Okay. Then don't go sit down. You wait until somebody asks you to sit down and you take your seat. Sit comfortably. Don't lean. Don't lie back in your chair. Sit upright and preferably put your hands in your lap. When you speak, you must take note of your voice. Listen to yourself. Okay. Be enthusiastic. Sound like you are excited to possibly be getting this job, but keep it serious. Your body language should be alert. So you are upright, you are attentive, and your body language should show that you pay attention. A nod every now and then couldn't hurt, things like that. Listen attentively. Listen to gain information. Take a second and formulate your answer, and then you answer concisely. That means don't use an overflow of words. Don't babble. Answer to the point. Okay? So if you don't understand the question, if the interviewer uses a big word, you are welcome to ask them to explain the question to you. You are welcome to ask them to make it clearer. If there's someone that speaks the same home language as you, please ask you can ask them to translate it for you. And then that gives you a better chance to give a good answer to the question. So in some job interviews, you could be asked to perform a test to prove your skills. For example, if you had claimed that you can type 50 words per minute, you could be asked to show that. So be prepared. Be prepared to show Excel, whatever skills, especially if you're going for a practical work. Financial management students among you may be asked to show that you do know how to work pastel. So prepare yourself to perform a skills test. Express yourself clearly. Don't be ambiguous. Don't talk a lot. Don't babble. Be concise. Use as little words, few words as possible. Be informal, but not too casual. Okay? You are informal, but please don't be too casual. And then lastly, please, please, please avoid any kinds of slang, which is that super informal language, your jargon, subject specific language, because when you are nervous, you might get it wrong. And most important, avoid swearing at all costs. You are here to sell yourself. So please, these negative things, just avoid them. So after the interview, you don't just walk away from the interview. You carefully go. You must think about this interview. What did you learn from this interview? What happened? What information did you get from this interview? You would also have gotten a feel for the employer and for the culture of the organization. What's going on at the organization? Do you like this person that you are going to be working with? Should you get the job? So you think of all these things and you decide if you get the job, will you accept it? So remember, it's very important to get along with your co-workers. It might be your dream job, but you don't get along with your co-workers and it will be a nightmare. So if you didn't get along with your interviewer, maybe you should just consider, okay? So now, if you do accept the position, please write a letter to tell them that yes, I accept, or you write a letter to decline. Examples of this will be in your textbook, and I will also upload templates into my Google Classroom. Okay. So if you decline the job, you say that no, you don't want the job. Please tell the employer, the interviewer, why you chose not to take the job. Okay, so that they know. If you don't get the job, don't lose hope. Just reflect on the interview. Think of what you learned. Use that knowledge the next time. Remember, the unemployment rate is very, very high in South Africa. And many people go for these job interviews. So chances are good that you may not get it. And so don't lose hope. when you don't get a job, don't lose hope. Remember that no interview is wasted. We learn from every single experience. Thank you so much for tuning into today's lesson. Email me with any questions you might have at yifkester@gmail.com. Go to my Google, go to my Google Classroom. Use the code XCGXURR for supporting documents. And until next time, bye